What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. The Madden Ultimate Team content team has finally returned from their about a month vacation since early January. We finally have a bunch of content. This is the Ultimate Legend Investing Guide, but we're going to be talking a little bit about the content schedule next week because it just got announced. I'm happy I waited to make this video, but here we go. Now, this is programs. We still have Season 3 probably, I think most likely dropping on Thursday or Friday, kind of when Team Builders goes live, but I'm actually going to pause it on my screen. Super Bowl MVP, of course, Monday. NFL Honors is going to be going throughout the week. Wildcard Wednesday, LTDs. But that's not what we're here for. Team Builders, so Team Builders 3 will be dropping. Gridiron Guardians 2 will also be dropping next week. And then, of course, Ultimate Legends. That's what this video is about. I'm going to have Gridiron Guardians Investing Guide tomorrow afternoon, but we're going to be talking about it on stream tonight. But today's video, we're just going to be solely focusing on Ultimate Legends, but that's huge. I mean, this isn't even Season 3, huge. Now, we might not be getting Legends tomorrow. It's 3:48 when I'm recording this my time, so like 12 minutes we might know. But when it comes to the buy windows, now we need to preface some things before we get into this video, because we're sort of we're stuck in the middle right now, because the odds boost is not dropping till probably next week, probably the 17th, the 18th, or the 19th. That is really important, because what it means is, yeah, we can buy this weekend. You see buy window right Friday, Saturday, all the way up to like Wednesday, Thursday. Yes, we're going to be buying Legends and Ultimate Legend Investments and Gridiron Guardian Investments this weekend and during the middle of next week. But we have to understand that if your card does not get an upgrade, you will be there is going to be a market crash whenever the odds. I mean, we're getting Gridiron Guardians, NFL Honors, Ultimate, like crazy. There's going to be a market crash next Thursday or Friday, there's a huge market crash, because we've been inflated pretty much for the past two and a half weeks. The crash is coming. It's going to be next Thursday and Friday. So you have to understand, from a buy window perspective, yeah, I'm buying this weekend, but it's more getting good prices, and I'm not going to be going all out. Now, next weekend, I'm going to be going crazy when it comes to Ultimate Legends, but we need to understand that this weekend, we need to slow it down a little bit. Yes, there's a huge kind of opportunity. If you hit on the Ultimate Legends, you hit on the Gridiron Guardians, but you got to understand, if we buy and those cards do not necessarily get upgrades, you're technically going to be losing coins, because you're going to be buying at a much more inflated price per that overall than next weekend. So that's something we need to go over. That, yes, this is an Ultimate Legend guide, and it's really just the first week Ultimate Legend Investing Guide, but we're not going to be going absolutely absurd on the market. The market crash is going to be next weekend. This week it's dropped a little bit, which is good for us, but it's still going to be much lower next weekend. So getting it now to the Ultimate Legends of Madden 21, what you can expect for the first weekend. They typically are going to release 7 to 8 to 10, I'd say, Ultimate Legend. I'm going to go through the names. You got Travis Frederick, Adalius Thomas, Steve Hutchinson. These are the players that dropped last year on the first weekend. You're going to notice something. These players aren't necessarily, I would call, your A-tier names. Your Randy Mosses, your Barry Sanders, your Calvin Johnsons. Now, Mean Joe Green, I think, is a first ballot. They're basically not first ballot Hall of Famers. They are players that, yes, they are Ultimate Legends, but they're not really, I'd say, deserving. I don't know how to put the word. They're not going to be 99 overalls. They're going to be 97. They're going to be 98. So what we're going to be focusing on and prioritizing this weekend is players that aren't necessarily, I'd say, in your A tier, but more in your B tier and your C tier. Now, I'm going to get into that. I'll show a little spreadsheet up, a bunch of names, and I'm going to need some help in the comments. So let me know if I can add any names. But we're going to be focusing on the lower overall, the card, the better, and of course, they only really, if they have 3 upgrades, we're not really going to be focused on them, because if we put every player into the pool, we put every overall into the pool, there's going to be over 100 players that we could be buying. We need to narrow down our list of the guys that are most likely to get that first weekend Ultimate Legend. So when I show up on the screen here, you got Tier A, Tier B, Tier C. Now, these are the kind of legends that don't have a third card, and you could add a bunch more to this, and let me know in the comments if I'm missing anyone significant under really 94 overall. But the main names we're going to be focusing on are Tier C and Tier B, because Tier A, you got to understand, from EA Sports perspective, why would they throw in a Michael Vick, let's say, for the first 10 batch of Ultimate Legends, when Michael Vick alone can sell enough packs in a less drop? Like, let's say 3 players. If one of those 3 players is Michael Vick, that's a W weekend, where they can throw in a bunch of kind of throwaway names for that first weekend, but it's 10 of them, so it's still a W. So that's what I'm trying to get to you guys. We're going to be targeting players that aren't necessarily huge names, and that's like Bo Jackson, Lawrence Taylor. We're going to be prioritizing kind of picking up the guys, the scraps, the 90 to 92s that kind of been left out to dry, but aren't necessarily first ballot Hall of Famers, the likes, I'd say, of Andre Johnson, Teddy Bruschi, Ozzie Newsome. Now, I know those guys are legends, but they're not 99 pack sellers. EA's not going to be saving them. They're okay to go through and be 97, 98 overall, and they'll still sell a bunch of packs because they'll be grouped together in a really good drop. So now I'm going to go through and talk about like 10-ish. There's a lot more players. I'm going to go through 10 of my favorite investments. And again, price-wise, we'll get into that. But here we go. Reggie Wayne, 92 overall team. Or no, I think it's a 93 overall team of the week. Reggie Wayne, again, not going to be your all-timer, not your Calvin, your Randy Moss, your Jerry Rice's, but he's right underneath that to perfect opportunity. I think has not gotten a card since his team of the week. Thought he might have been getting a playoff card, a Super Bowl card, but not that guy. Joe Thomas, one of the best left tackles of all time, but he kind of just seems like he is due for an upgrade at 92 overall legend. Has not gotten an upgrade. Of course, the Browns weren't going to be involved in the playoff promo or the Super Bowl promo. Joe Thomas, I think, is a perfect candidate for a 97, 98 overall. I do think these Ultimate Legends will be 97s, powered up to 98s. Andre Johnson, another player like Reggie Wayne, not really in that A-tier class of wide receivers, but good enough to be an Ultimate Legend, and this Andre Johnson will be a very good card like the Reggie Wayne. Will have good speed. Andre Johnson, some really good theme teams: Titans, Colts, Texans. Andre Johnson is on kind of, this isn't really like ordered to top 10, just kind of 10 names that I'm more prioritizing this week, and I think if they get cards, they'll be pretty good players, and they're really likely to get upgrades. Antonio Gates, he's not going to be the likes of, even if we get like a Tony Gonzalez, a Shannon Sharp, Rob Gronkowski. Antonio Gates has gone Ultimate Legends in past Maddens. Perfect candidate for that 97, 98 overall. And his card when he came out was actually pretty good, so I expect his Ultimate Legend to be one of the best tight ends in the game. John Abraham has gotten multiple legends over the past few years. Again, he's not going to contend with the great kind of Bruce Smith, Reggie Whites. John Abraham, I believe Jets, Falcons, Cardinals, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. But John Abraham, team of the week. And you're going to notice I am targeting, I'd say, less legends, more team of the week, kind of team diamond sort of players, just because I feel like when I look back, if you go back and look at Madden 21's Ultimate Legends, the first batch of 10, there was like only 2 guys that went from Legends to Ultimate Legends. A lot of the other guys went from Team Diamonds and Team of the Weeks to these Ultimate Legends. Roy Williams, perfect candidate for not an all-time god-tier safety, but good enough to get an Ultimate Legend. His 91 overall legend is very cheap. Mike Haynes, this is probably, I'd say, the player that is the best of this 10 batch. Like, he could easily be a 98, 99 overall, but Mike Haynes, I feel like, due for a card. And when Mike Haynes does get a card, he will probably be the best corner in the game with the Raiders theme team. 6'2". When his first card came out, this legend, amazing card. He was really revolutionized the Raiders theme team along with Jerry Rice to kind of push that agenda forward. Raiders theme team. Mike Haynes will be one of the best corners in the entire game when he gets an upgrade. Teddy Bruschi, again, probably not gonna be the best card, but Teddy Bruschi, that perfect candidate for not your Ray Lewis, your Lawrence Taylor, your middle linebackers, even like Luke Kuechly, I'd say at 98 overall. But Teddy Bruschi, I think, won't be that great of a card, but his team of the week is dirt cheap and candidate for an Ultimate Legend. Charles Haley. Now, the thing with Team Diamonds is you can't overpay on these cards because they are set cards. They aren't necessarily, you don't quick sell them for trading, so they're more standalone prices. Charles Haley has held his price above 80K for pretty much the past 2 months, although there's been multiple other outside linebackers coming out. Charles Haley has held his price. Love him as an investment. Ozzie Newsome, again, perfect type of tight end like Antonio Gates, where I don't think he's going to be getting a 99 overall card, potentially a 98, but 97, 98. Perfect little area for Ozzie Newsome. Again, team of the week, 91 overall, has not gotten a card in absolutely forever. So those are kind of 10 names, and there's a lot more names. Like we got Willis McGahee, you even say Reggie, but there are so many guys like 90 to 92 overall that I'm going to be targeting, but those are kind of my 10. In the back of my head, like, I need to pick up a few of them. Again, I'm not going all out when it comes to buying. I'm not going out buying 20 Antonio Gates. I'm going to get like 4 or 5 of each because I understand if they don't get upgrades, I'm probably going to lose, especially if I overpay a little bit. I'm going to lose a little bit of coins. And next up, I kind of just have big names because, again, you are going to want to slightly invest. You're probably going to have like 1 of each if you got the coins for your Michael Vicks, your Randy Moss, your Charles Woodson, the Bo Jacksons of the world. Because if they do necessarily get an upgrade, and I don't think they get it on the first weekend, I think they go more later down the year because when Madden is a little more dry, they need to sell some packs. They'll pull Michael Vick out of their back pocket. But you are going to have like 1 or 2, probably more just like 1. Of course, I have a lot of Charles Woodsons because I've been holding on, hopefully, for a Super Bowl card or a playoff card. But your Michael Vicks, your Lawrence Taylor, your Randy Moss, those guys, you're going to want to keep 1 in your back pocket. Yes, you're going to be overpaying for their card, but you got to understand when they do hit, they will hit, and they will hit big. We see that with the likes of Ronnie Lott went from, what, 50, 55K all the way up to 220K. And his card really, yes, it was very good. Speed-wise, height-wise, I mean, speed-wise, it was good. Height-wise, people don't necessarily, there are a lot better safeties, I think, in the game to play a deep safety, like I say, Simmons, Ted Hendricks. So you got to understand, when these big names do hit, and they probably won't hit week 1, but like when Bo Jackson gets an upgrade, you're telling me this Blitz Bo Jackson is basically an LTD. This card ain't going to the moon. It is. It's just, I don't think it's going to happen first weekend, but you do want to pick up a few, maybe one of each player, throw them in your binder, and understand you're kind of just throwing your binder, and they're just going to sit there until they get upgrades. And when they get upgrades, they will hit, and they will make you a lot of coins. Now, moving on to pricing, because I didn't really go over pricing when it comes to any sort of investments, usually in any investing guide, because prices are always subject to change. The market, of course, down a little bit right now, went from 5.3 to 4.4. If you're ever confused, you're ever worried about, hey, what should I be buying? Is this a good price for this card? Always just use the training by overall feature on MUTGG. Kind of just go overall. You'll see 92 overalls go for like 53k. So anything around the under 55k range is a solid price, because if you buy it training, you can understand that you can just sell it right back for training. They'll never go below training, because of course if they go below training, then the cheapest training, everyone will buy them out. So always look to pick up a player near the training overall like kind of value. So 93 overalls are like what, 65, 67k, so get them somewhere around there. Of course, as I'm doing this, I look up Team Diamonds. The Team Diamonds are different from that, because of course they're not being quick sold for training. They're standalone set players. It's the only way you can get them. So I bought an Andre Rison for 45k. Of course, 90 overalls going for like 30, 27k right now. But when I go to buy these players, I'm not going to one filter. I'm not going to, let's say, Reggie Wayne and just refreshing until he gets posted at a lower price. I kind of just go through a generic filter, more all offense, all defense, 90-91. I kind of go to Legends, then Team Diamonds, maybe most fear, and I kind of just go filter to filter. I'll check the prices. I'm not going on my way to buy 10 of each card. If I see a price and I'm like, damn, I can't miss that. For example, Leroy Selman up for 41. If Leroy Selman gets listed for 31, 32k, I know that is basically below training. I'm like, all right, I'm going to scoop him up now. I don't think Leroy Selman is a lock to the Ultimate Legend, but it's just a good enough price to where pricing is more important than the players, what I'm trying to say, because there's so many options for Ultimate Legends. It's not like Team of the Year, and it's not necessarily, I'd say, current Super Bowl where we know who's going to get the cards, and it's more like you just want to get as many of those cards as you can. This is more, there are so many options. Just try to get the best price possible. The prices will come. Be patient. You might be waiting till the middle of next week when honors are in packs and packs are being more spammed, because right now there's nothing really to pull. Anthony Munoz, not the best LTD, Jackie Youngblood, but that's what I'm trying to get to you guys, get through into your heads, that we're not going all out this weekend. We'll be going all out next weekend, and yes, there is 10 Ultimate Legends. There's Gridiron Guardians next, but if we buy and they don't get cards, you are risking losing coins. I want to get that to you guys, so don't complain when your card is going to upgrade and you lose, like, let's say 2 to 5k per card, because that is true. We're going to be hedging next week, but it might be a little hard with kind of the market just being in absolute chaos late next week. But that's gonna be all for this video. Join the Discord. I will have basically every single Ultimate Legend investment that I'm even thinking of, and a price point will be posted sometime later today. If you do, or if you're interested in that, I will be streaming like only an hour after this uploads, because we have a lot to get into. Gridiron Guardians, of course, video will be out tomorrow afternoon. We'll be discussing it on stream. We'll be discussing Ultimate Legend investments on stream, because you can start buying right now. I'm gonna be going out and buying a few cards on the market. But that's all for the Ultimate Legend investing guide. Until next time, comment if you have any questions. Comment if you have any suggestions for some Ultimate Legend investments. I'm always open ears. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and until tomorrow, peace.